Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ladue Alumni League Sports Talk, and here's your host, Colton Boehm, and co-host, Bobby Sutherland.
Welcome back to the Thunderdome. I am your host, Colton Boehm, joined by co-host, producer Bobby Sutherland, coming to you hot with the 6th episode of the Ladue Alumni League Sports Talk Show. Bob, it is another one of our favorite nights of the week. We have football and we have beer. What more can a guy ask for?
Yeah, we got the Chiefs game tonight, too. My kicker's on the line. Ready.
Oh, relax. We'll get to that later in the show. Don't you worry. Let's get to talking about beer.
Let's go drink some beer.
All right, Bob, you know what? We aren't going far at all for our next beer. We are staying local. Big surprise, huh?
Oh, yeah, big surprise, big time.
Big surprise. We are going down to our Morgan Street Brewery. We have our Black Bear, which is a Schwartz beer. It is 4.6% alcohol by volume. It is dark in color. It has chocolatey and malty roast with a sweet finish. On Beer Advocate, it did get 3 and 23.26 out of 5 stars, which probably lower than what you would want. Nonetheless, it does pair well with chili. Roasted or grilled vegetables, my favorite, personally, and of course, a nice grilled seared sausage. Now, this you will not find at your Schnucks or Deerbug. So you're going to have to go to the Cheese and Wine to find this, and it will run you about $8-9 a 6-pack. All right. Moving on to who's hot, who's not.
Now, who's hot, who not? Tell me who rock, who's hot.
Oh, man. Woo! This is one of my favorite parts. Let's start with who's hot. We have One Way to Gronk, which is Bob, your uncle, and one and only Todd Sutherland, who is 3-0 in the last 3 weeks.
He's my cousin, bro. He's my cousin.
He's your cousin. I'm sorry. And he just dropped 160 this week. Holy moly. Putting up a lot of points there. Also, who's hot is Russell Wilson, who dropped 67 in the past 2 weeks, including 41 on Sunday with that huge game against Texas. We haven't seen that type of Russell since last year. Also, who's hot is DeAndre Hopkins, who went off for 37 points and totaling over 224 receiving yards and a touchdown last week. That Texans Seahawks game was a fantasy football owner's dream. High scoring, a lot of big plays, a lot of TDs. Also, who's hot is LaShawn Shady McCoy with 55 points in the past 2 weeks, and Will Fuller, who has 7 touchdowns in the past 4 weeks. This guy was injured the first 3 weeks and came back strong. He's played for 4 weeks, and only one of those weeks, Bob, he has not caught 2 touchdowns. So 3 of those weeks he has caught 2 touchdowns, and 1 week he caught 1 touchdown. Putting up big numbers there. Also, who's hot is a one-time tight end, the number 1 tight end, Jimmy Graham, who had 29 points in the past 2 weeks and has totaled 3 touchdowns in those 2 weeks. And, of course, the Pittsburgh Steelers rookie out of USC, Juju Smith-Schuster, who dropped 33 on Sunday. He had 7 catches for 193 and 1 touchdown. Moving on to who's not. Oh, this is funny. I can't believe I put this in here, and I forgot I did. Nick Foles is not hot. He had 2 pass attempts for -2 yards, which resulted in negative 0.2 points.
Ooh.
What are your thoughts about that, Bob?
Ooh, that's rough. Good stat. That was almost stat of the day material.
I know. I wonder if anyone started him. Also, who's not is Washington wide receiver Terrell Pryor, who's only had 6 points in the past 3 weeks. And moving on to Indianapolis is T.Y. Hilton, who only has had 8 points in the last 3 weeks. So both those are number 1 receivers. You definitely expect a lot more from them. Up in Detroit, Amir Abdullah has only averaged 3 points the past 3 weeks and totaling 9 points total in the past 3 weeks. And in Tampa Bay, Doug Martin, since coming back in the past 2 weeks, he's only put up 16 points. not what you like to see. That's our who's not, led the way by our one and only Nick Foles. Moving on to our stat of the day and our guest caller.
Well, we're ready to sit in our thinking chair. Let's go.
All right, moving on to our stat of the day. I have some quality stats here. I'm going to start with the most surprising news around the league. Bob, Fredman actually won this week, believe it or not.
Whoa, congrats.
I know.
Where are you at with Fredman?
I don't know. He might jump me this week, so I might be the new talk of the league. But anyways, speaking, Halloween's tomorrow, so I thought it was fitting to talk about the most popular athletes in the world, because I think we're going to talk with our guest speaker, Jared, about maybe some of the popular athlete costumes, which there are some surprising ones on here.
I thought you were going to say Jared's a popular athlete.
Well, he is, and I think many kids dress up as him for Halloween.
Scoreboarders are people too.
Yeah. But so, Bob, curious, do you know who the most popular athlete in the world is?
As far as Halloween costumes?
No, just most popular athlete.
I have no idea. Give me a sport.
Soccer.
Ronaldo.
Yep. Followed by basketball.
LeBron James.
Yep. Another soccer.
Ronaldinho.
No, Lionel Messi. Neymar, and the tennis legend Roger Federer.
Wow.
So those are the top 5 athletes. Keep that in mind as we talk to Jared about some of these
Costumes.
popular costumes. Many of them are very surprising. But last stat of the day, in Jared's 9 fantasy football managing seasons, he has compiled a record of 56-65, putting him at a 463 winning percentage.
Wow. Well, let's welcome him to the show. Jared, how's it going?
What's up, guys? I've been working on my hair in the off season.
Yeah, it looks good.
Thank you.
Where do you go for that, by the way? I'm just curious.
My basement.
Well, that's
My
awesome.
cousin / never mind. I can't.
I go to the same guy as Jared does.
Yeah, I see Bobby there a lot. Once a year.
Well, Jared, welcome. Glad to have you on, dude.
Thank you.
Hair looks mediocre at best. But anyways, so, Halloween's around the corner tomorrow. And, we just threw out some stats of the most popular athletes, and I have the top 5 top athlete costumes
Ooh,
here. Now,
top athletes.
yeah, so I'm going to give you guys some time to think, because many of these are pretty tough. So,
Are we including like wrestlers in here?
no wrestlers, but this does involve this involves coaches, and this involves announcers and high school athletes. So
High school athletes. Wow.
yeah, I might have given high school parent athletes.
What?
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm starting to catch your drift.
Okay.
I'm getting you.
Okay, well, I had to get some clues because a lot of this is confusing. But number one, you guys can guess, but I don't think you're going to get it.
What sport?
He's an announcer, newly hired after retiring last year from his quarterback position.
Oh,
And many of them have praised him for his psychotic ways, for being able to predict the future NFL plays. So,
Okay.
any
So raise
takers?
your hand type thing.
No, this is a shout it out.
I think it's Tony Romo.
It absolutely is. So, shoot, I got rid of it. But yeah, it's the psychic Tony Romo.
Psychic.
Have you guys heard him announce any?
yeah, I have. He's done a really good job.
He has done a really good job. I heard him do play-by-play for the Cat running across the field on Thursday Night Football the other night.
Yeah. So it says, it says what you need: a Cowboys jersey and a crystal ball and a headscarf. So it says whether you love or hate his gregarious broadcasting style, Romo's abilities as a predictor are undeniable. The guy just seems to always know what play is coming.
Sure.
Pretty good, huh?
That's pretty good.
That's true. He also predicted some bomb pass the other night too. I forget what it was, but he's like, now's the chance for the quarterback to take a chance downfield, and he threw like a 50-yard pass. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
pretty
Well,
good.
he's been there. He's also been injured a lot. So
Yeah.
moving.
But he went
on-
to a great college,
Yeah, exactly. No, maybe.
Eastern Illinois.
Yeah. All right, number 2. This is a college coach. He coached in the NFL previously, and the guy style is not his go-to. What do you guys think?
The
I
Alabama
think it's
coach.
probably Jim Harbaugh.
It is definitely Jim Harbaugh. And here's what you need. You need
Jim
some
Harbaugh.
khakis, a coach whistle, a blue sweater, and a flat-brimmed Michigan hat. So this guy is so iconic in the coaching fashion industry. I mean, he doesn't change. He never changes each week. It's the same thing.
Khakis.
And sometimes he might wear glasses. Sometimes he might not. So I think that's pretty funny. But let's go to number 3. This guy has brought up a lot of news in this past year.
Kaepernick.
No, probably second to Kaepernick.
Lonzo, or what's his name? Ball.
Yeah, LeVar Ball.
Dad Ball.
Dad
LeVar
Ball. So what you need is a Big Baller brand sweatshirt, a Big Baller brand hat, a Big Baller brand shoes, and big Aurora ridiculousness. So I mean, this guy is just absurd, and I think a lot of people are just dressing up to really mimic him and kind of make fun, poke at him. What do you guys think?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I think the only problem with buying that whole getup is you're kind of supporting the brand and you're buying into his whole scheme.
He gets you any way, any and every
Exactly.
way, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so after him is, I'm going to tell you this one, and I'm going to let you guys try and guess the last one because he's an actual football player, is Hoodie Mello. So I know you guys have seen LeVar's son.
Oh yeah.
And so with his hood up and just kind of doing his thing, going along with his dad. So what you need is an oversized, preferably sleeveless hoodie, Carmelo Anthony jersey, can be from Syracuse or the Knicks or the Thunder.
I'm glad there's options.
Yeah. This is per Sports Illustrated, by the way. So kind of legit. All right, the last one I'll let you guys take a guess each at this. Definitely a popular sports football player. Not one we read on our top 5, but I don't know. Who you guys going with?
Just a popular sports player?
Yeah.
Not on our
I'll give you
Tiger
another.
Woods.
I'll give you
Injured
another.
Tiger Woods.
No, I said football player, silly.
Oh, sorry.
But let me give you another clue. It's him in his pajamas.
Is that Kaepernick?
Bob?
A player in his pajamas?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Pajama Tom Brady. You guys not seen him in his pajamas?
No.
I have not.
Okay, so what you'll need is some Under Armour recovery sleepwear, which I guess is what he wears and advertises, and something that distinguishes you as Tom Brady. I don't know what that means. As far as
maybe?
Yeah, as far as comfort goes, you're not going to beat this costume, but you're going to have to do something special to make this recognizable. So I guess wear Under Armour sleepwear, and you are basically good to go.
Okay.
All right.
I did see that Tom Brady just came out with a new custom version of an Aston Martin.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. They built it just for him, right?
Yeah, they're only making like, I don't know, probably 12 or something since that's his number. But yeah, pretty sweet.
Interesting. I want to note they get, what's it called when they don't get voted for, but they get a nod or whatever. Others receiving votes. I guess.
Yeah.
Is Alex Morgan getting kicked out of Epcot? So I think that one was kind of funny. But yeah, okay. So that was fun and all. But let's move on to the real sports here, Jared. Now that baseball season is 1 or 2 games away from being donezo,
Mm-hmm.
what are your takes on? I don't know who you want to start with, but the World Series, which has been very entertaining up to this point, or the Cardinals off season, which has actually been pretty entertaining too. There's a lot of shakeup.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I could start with the World Series. It's been very good. I mean, very entertaining, about anything we could ask for. And to be honest, it's very evenly matched.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these teams just go back and forth, whether it's good pitching or good hitting, as we saw in Game 5, where they broke the record for home runs in a game, I think, and home runs in a World Series.
Yeah, 5 hours and 40 minutes of baseball. Jesus.
Yeah. I watched 3 episodes of something on Netflix and came back and was still able to watch innings 7, 8, and 9.
Yeah.
Who you giving the nod to in this World Series?
I like the Astros. I mean, they're just a young, super talented team, and you can't stop that offense. I mean, they're both so good, but I think the Astros are probably going to take it. It's kind of sad they can't do it at home if they do take it, but it would be, I don't know, it'd be kind of fun to see. I mean, they're a team that I'm sure they do have money, but they've kind of built from the ground up with help of other teams' money. The Cardinals.
Yeah, it's going to be a good World Series when both the number one pitchers go against each other and they're both out by like the 5th inning.
And the game ends with like a 13-12 score with the best pitchers.
Yeah,
you wouldn't have guessed those 2 pitchers started.
Exactly, and I think it's interesting because I was talking to some family friends last night, and Houston used to be in the NL Central.
That's true, and I mean we last faced them in 2005 in the NLCS, so it's weird seeing Houston back, but in a different league with different colors. They don't even really look the same. No,
they're completely different. They don't have the three Bs, the 3 bombers. Is that what they used to be? Bagwell, Killer Bees, Bagwell, Berkman, and Beltran, and Biggio.
Biggio and Chris Burke.
All right. Well, tell us, break down this Cardinals offseason real quick for us. Like, what should we look forward to? What kind of changes are being made?
Well, so far since the World Series is still going on, you can't really make any player moves. Oh, sorry, I have a guest. I have a guest myself on the show. He's a big fan of my mullet, so he likes to join the show every once in a while.
Hey, we love guests. All right.
Anyway, I've been trying to stiff arm him, keep him away from the mullet. The Cardinals, I've got to say I've been happy with the coaching changes because I think we've all been wanting Oquendo to come back since day one, since the first day he left. So having Oquendo back is pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
Jose right here, I'm repping the jersey.
Yeah.
So that's going to be great at third base, as a third base coach, not to mention just, solidifying the defense, getting those guys playing better defense. And, the pitch coach bringing in Jim Hickey, that's going to be pretty clutch, an experienced guy that all players seem to love.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention, I heard rumors that the Cardinals might be trying to go after Yu Darvish here in the offseason now, based off his experience with Jim Hickey in the past.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. What
about Willie McGee?
Oh, and Willie. How could I forget Willie? Sorry, Mike. Get away. Yeah, Willie's going to be awesome. I mean, how can you frown upon getting in a past or a former Hall of Famer as one of your assistant coaches? So, whether he can help with, outfield defense or just overall hitting approach, that's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Willie's always great to have around.
I'm excited. What can we expect from this Cardinals team come next year?
Well, I think, first and foremost, and we've been saying it for a while, we just need a threat offensively, that one guy that everybody is afraid of. And I don't think we had that last year. There was not one guy where you're like, oh, crap, now this guy's batting. Or as an opposing team, you're thinking, now this guy's batting, he could hurt us.
Yeah.
So you need that, and you need a solid number one pitcher who's going to pitch like a number one pitcher. I mean, we all have high hopes for Carlos Martinez, but he's just young and immature still. He's got so much talent, and we can see it.
Yeah.
If you can just kind of get these guys on the right track, I think, the bats will come around. You got to hope that we make some changes. But I think the bats we have in our lineup will come around, which we've been saying that for a while. But you never know. There could be a fire sale coming up here in a couple days as well.
Yeah.
As soon as the World Series ends and that free agency opens up. So
anything's possible.
That's right.
I love the free agency. But, you mentioned Yu Darvish, and, he pitched the other day, and the Houston's first baseman did the eye thing in regards to Yu Darvish and got suspended 5 games next season. So I'm curious, Bob, you too, we've talked a lot about suspensions and what is appropriate on the field and off the field. Do you think that's fair? And if not, what would you propose?
Yeah, I mean I don't think it's fair. I mean, he did it during the World Series to an opposing pitcher. I mean, you almost have to, in my opinion, punish him during that series. I mean, that was a major no-no. Yeah. And to punish him next year to be the first 5 games of the season, that could end up meaning nothing in the long run. I mean, look how many games Houston won their division by this year. 5 games really going to matter.
It's completely irrelevant. Bob, what do you think? Did you hear about this?
Yeah, I heard him talking about it on the air last night, and that he made a racist gesture. I didn't really actually know what it was till you just said it, but I don't know, with race going on right now and stuff, you just can't. I don't know how you punish him on that, but you can't make a racial slur basically like that or whatever on national actually worldwide TV. It's I don't know. You got to do something.
Yeah,
there's always cameras watching in this day and age, especially in professional sports.
Yeah. Well,
smarter than that.
Well, that's it's sad to see people do that. It honestly is. And in my opinion, I think he needs to be punished immediately, especially and hit him where it hurts if he's going to make stuff like gestures like that.
Right.
But I think that might be about it for today, Jared. We appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
Keep working that.
Keep that mullet strong.
Mullet, yeah.
I appreciate it. I've been working on it a long time. And actually, I haven't seen Colton's mask yet. He's had it on his head the whole time. I don't think. Yeah, there it is. Two-Face.
You gotta talk, Colt.
It's really hard to talk.
Well, you're just grinning the whole time.
Heat goes straight up like in my face.
You're just so happy to be here.
What does Two-Face say? He flips a coin, right? I need to flip a coin.
All right, Jerry, we appreciate you joining us.
All right, guys, thanks.
See ya.
Good luck this season.
Oh, let's break it down.
All right, moving on to Bob's bold and Colton's cold predictions.
We're changing it up a little bit this week, huh, bud?
We are, since we're doing it so early in the week, and records have not been updated and won't be until tomorrow. We are just going to go ahead and focus on 2 games. One, the closest one we got this week, which is Bob, you, and Jared. You're down 9 points with the Chiefs kicker. Is that correct?
Yes, I have Mr. Harrison Butker, but I barely know her. He's going tonight. I need 3 field goals, and I should get the W. So, as you can see, kickers are people too. Kickers are people too.
Kickers are now. Is that the type of shirt, or did you put a sticker over that?
This is my one special. Punters are people too, but I didn't get the kickers one created yet. So, kickers are people too.
You were supposed to say, "Yeah, that's a real shirt," and you didn't muck it up at all.
No, this is real. This is real. I didn't wash it since last week, though.
But Bob, let's talk about a big matchup next week. Is John, your dad, and Peter, who is number 1, number 2 action. I think your dad's probably going to end up losing, and Peter is going to end up beating me. So we should have a 7-1 against a 6-2. Nonetheless, still a top 3 matchup, regardless of how things shake out. Tell me who you like in this one.
Well, I don't think we got to our picks in my game, but I think I'm going to win with the kicker. And
good call.
What's your choice in that game?
Kickers. I'm a big fan of the kickers.
Don't forget that this matchup is basically for second place.
You between Jared and you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm going with you. It's hard. The Chiefs offense, they put up some good numbers, and the kicker's going to get his opportunities. Where are they playing? Do you know? Denver.
Yeah, I
Ooh,
think it's at
that
Denver.
might be tough. Woo! I don't know. I'll still take you. Although secretly I want Jared because you suck.
It's my year, buddy. It's my year.
Yeah, keep telling yourself that. But moving on this time to the matchup of the week.
The game of the week.
The game of the week. So a lot on the line here. Number one place. I wouldn't be surprised if whoever wins, they'd lock up a playoff spot this early, being so good and so ahead of the rest of the pack. But hard to break it down with these stats. But your dad, as of now, is a 90 to 62% favorite. He is 90 points to 63 point favorite and a 78 to 22% favorite. Now, Peter does have some slots he'll need to update, including Antonio Brown and Chris Hogan are on buys. Same with Duke Johnson. When your dad has a kicker, he'll need to update. So, after all that's said and done, I think it's going to be a decently even match. What do you think, Bob?
Right now, I'm looking at, the Chiefs are going to be coming off of a short week. He's got the quarterback and running back.
Peter does, yep.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm gonna lean on the Sackmasters to take Peter down for a second time because father-son duo there. I got Pete his first loss, so
it runs in the blood. Runs in the blood, huh?
That's right. I'm hoping.
Well, I'm going with the heavily favored underdog here, even though he's in first place. But I'm looking at.
You should flip a coin, Two-Face.
I should, and I thought about it, but I'm too lazy to move right now. And I think I like what Adrian's been doing. Adrian Peterson in Arizona. I think he's going to fill in quite fine with Duke Johnson. And you still got Kareem Hunt and AP in there. That's pretty darn good. And I think Devontae Adams, hopefully he'll start getting some looks like he used to get when Rodgers was throwing him the ball. But big loss with Antonio Brown. I think I'm still going to stick with Pete on this one. So let's mark this down, Bob, because I made I don't think I've really made any progress on you, but
no, not much. I'm still quite a ways away. But this when I beat Pete, he just didn't score a lot of points. So it really just comes down to whoever scores the most points.
Yeah, he didn't score. He didn't score. Yeah, you're so analytical. Well, in terms of matchups, Bob, do you have any other things? Any other things to say since we're not breaking down each game?
No, kickers are people too. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. Hey, you got a tough one against Jimmy. But moving
He's in last place.
I know. Moving on to our events around town, it's hard to surpass a St. Louis Blues game. And so get yourself some tickets for the game this Saturday against the Toronto Maple Leafs starting at 6 p.m. That wraps it. That wraps it up, Bob. You got anything else to add on for the good of the cause?
I will be at that game operating Robo, so if you're there, watch out for the Kiss Cam. And go Blues.
Let's go Blues. Hey, if we don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Deuces.